Well, hello there, and welcome to another episode. So this one, I'm going to look at BitBoy again, and we're going to see yet another. This is the third time this month of them simulating a blackout or loss of connection. Here we go.
Before we get to the last topic, one quick question for Brian Emery. Marcus in chat was wondering, does Brian Emery make moonshine? Brian, do you make moonshine?
No, the answer is no, but I always tell people my number one, apocalypse.
So it kind of cut out there.
And was that my internet?
So it cut out at 21:30. So it's 213 or 33:33. And instantly, Ben Armstrong, who's outside in his car, apparently, if I show you here, he's apparently at the tennis courts waiting for his daughter to play tennis. But strangely, but very, very strangely, the guy who's sitting in for him, which is this guy, Ben Emery, 25, with his Vice City Crypto Palm Trees, the XRP Palm Tree Club, is sitting in BB's in studio, and yet at the very same time, both of their internets cut out. Kind of suggests they're on the same IP, right? Or maybe not, maybe nothing. But anyway, so at this point, Deezy
I think that was them. I don't think that was us.
You can't hear Deezy, but these two on the right, you can hear. Now, interestingly, their likes, they've all reset to 0, like a reset. That was on 10 and 5, 12 and 8. So, let's get back to 21:30. So, 21:30, here we are, and it plays along.
So confused.
And exactly...
I think that was... We can't hear you, Deezy.
13 seconds later, so another 13.
I think that was them. I don't think that was
everything
us.
cuts out.
That happened one other time I was on.
Here it is. There's 13. And it comes back on at 22 minutes and 30 seconds, which, if you know anything about the coding community, that BTC is known for being the 223. Here it is.
Oh, wait, we are live.
223. 22 and 3 seconds. 223 Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the 48th prime number. So this is a hint about Bitcoin. There is a blackout here still. Ben and Brian Emery still blacked out. Deezy can't be heard still. So Brian Emery. Now, if we skip forward, they just these two here, they just have a chin wag and oh yeah, blah blah blah. But interestingly, Brian Emery comes back at 25 minutes and 16 seconds. Well, that's at least where we see him, which is exactly
Crypto. I think if you're out there and you are terrified, when this news was announced, it shocked not just the crypto market, but the stock market tanked as well. So this is not something that's fundamental to crypto. I think if you
so it's around about 25:16 from where it originally cut out, which was around about 3 minutes and 33 seconds, around about that time. Interestingly, still no likes. If we skip forward a little bit longer, we'll start to see the like-a-roonies have come back. But weirdly, only 3 and 8. So it's gone from 10 and 5 to 3 and 8. So the 10 and the 5, we've got 15 perhaps. 3 and 8. Put that together. Hang on, let's just see what's the lowest. Yeah, I think that must be the lowest. Okay, so 3 and 8, we've got 11. So 10 and 5, 15. 3 and 8, 11. Add it together, you get 26. So perhaps we're looking at the 26th of this month, perhaps as an indication of something related to Bitcoin, perhaps. Maybe nothing. And the likes return on 26 minutes and 8 seconds. Oh no, we've seen that already. 4M38. Not sure what that was about. The video concludes there. BitBoy. Ah, yes. So skipping forward. 3109. Where are you, buddy?
All-time high for
That's the technicals.
You want to wait.
you know if people
Tell people that they do have options. To
just
explain.
go there.
There we go. So please stand by at 3109. So that's the 139 that I'm led to believe is very well known. The 193, as Savage suggested, is behind every major event. The 319. So this is the 319. BitBoy returns, or rather, he doesn't return. His screen returns with a please stand by, and it's got a series of numbers around it. And here, I calculate the numbers. If you add these up, you get 9. In the middle, you get 5, and on the right, you get 8, and up there, you get 8. Could that be 589? It looks like 589. I've got 11s in the corner. 1111 is a date I've been looking at somewhere along the way. It's just 3 and the 3 and the 5 added together is 11. Or you can make 38 with it, or you can make a 6 and a 5, 65. But I like the 11 and 11. Interestingly, just at the bottom here, you've got like 3 30s cut off. So I'm going to say they're insignificant, but if they were cut off or in half, that would be 15, and it'd be 6s, which could make the number a little bit different. If you're adding it all together, 11, 6, 7, so it'd be 777, which is kind of unlucky for some. It's well known as a jackpot lucky number, but actually apparently it's not a good number, and that's why casinos use it. So you've got the potential of 985 here with 1111 as another kind of date in there. Interestingly, I don't know if I can find it. I found it quite funny at the time. Brian.
I mean, 100% correct.
That's like 100% what we're talking about. All right.
Following good fundamentals and consistently investing in, watch out for them, be warned. And there is such thing as manipulation, like the mark of the beast and a lot of the big, one of those options or not. I'm not really sure. I'm very bullish on Ethereum. I like Ethereum. I don't think that it's.
If you're in this community,
I think a lot of the big institutions missed the boat on that, getting back to the topic earlier. So I don't think that will be as controlled. Hopefully not. We will see. But man, crypto is so great. And I have a lot of friends I have close family even too that are very religious, and they're like, oh, like crypto is like the mark of the beast, and and like I always have to explain.
Just go there with it.
I always have to explain it to them. I'm like, man, okay, yeah, sure, it could be used to control a lot of people, but the best part is we have to stand up, and that's why we do, this type of content in these shows, is we want to, tell people that they do have options and they can be outside of these controlled systems, and watch out for them, be warned. And there is such thing as manipulation, and that could be happening on the technical analysis as well. You could be manipulated by following TA. So make sure that in the long term, you're following good fundamentals and consistently investing in a asset class that is only going to go up from here.
Yeah, so a really interesting point there. People do think of it as the mark of the beast. That's kind of got a double meaning, really. Some of the conspiracies out there, the technologies going forward, and etc. And if you're in here, you understand that. But yeah, he is right. Basically, it doesn't have to be that way. You can do good with it, and you can ignore all the FUD and just basically get something with good technicals. And I'd say, going forward, XRP, XDC, XLM, all the X's, whether they're NWO, New World Order stuff, or not, we can still make a difference with them in the future. So that was BitBoy. Very interesting. Some really interesting numbers. And that leads us on to this weekend, the 24th. I did an Apple post the other day, and I've lost it. But It was very interesting, and it links all the way back to It's the 24th now. It's at 2:27 in the morning in the UK. A number very well linked to me and my life. And it's now the 24th. If you are interested, this gentleman here, as we said, he has his own Patreon, and we've been talking a lot on there. I can not recommend it more. It's fantastic. It doesn't cost a great deal a month, but for what you get, and the community, the insight, the trading advice, so to speak, let's say that loosely, and a great community of people, get on there now. I'm on there. You can chat to me, come and say hello, come say hi to the guys. But this guy, he takes the world and this whole scenario we bring ourselves into this year to another level. He's superb. Yeah, and just bringing back the 193, I just wanted to say, I forgot to highlight the Blackout. He believes a Blackout is coming. And how does that 193 that BitBoys please stand by message arrived on at? Well, it translates back to this. People are blacking out their Twitter handles. This is Jack, the main man for Twitter, the somebody who's is basically, what is he? He's a Twitter something. I'm pretty sure he's like part of Twitter. Anyway, he might not be. Could be wrong there, but I'm pretty sure he is. Then you got Bubba Cugs. He's blacked out. And I did see a post earlier from one of my followers, or one of the people I follow, should I say, basically showing loads of like news reporters and all kinds of other people blacked out. Now, I don't know if that's something to do. I did see somewhere along the way that some of the Q people think that that's people who have been taken out or whatnot. I'm gonna suggest I don't know, but it's definitely got a different meaning. For certainly Jack and Bubba Cugs, Blackout is imminent, perhaps. Certainly BitBoy's playing the scenario, and if you're not convinced of that after watching his video, then fair enough. I mean, I don't know when this is going to happen. But the final countdown, 13:22. Interesting. Or 4-4. 4-4. That's interesting. 4-4. 11-11-11-11. 4-4. Could be nothing. Could be nothing. But anyway, East. And he's following 8 people. Who's he following? He's following the usual people. Yeah, so... and obviously 4-4 equals 8, doesn't it? So I'm not the best with the riddles, and I'm not going to pretend to be. But, like I said, join Savage's community, and you will start to unravel a lot of them. And finally, let's just have a quick look-a-rooney round a few things that I've posted recently. Got David Schwartz here. Really? Don't you need a crimping plier, a diagonal plier, plier, or 2? So it's either 8 times 2, or so 8 pliers, or 2. I'm going to just suggest that means 9 pliers. He posted it on... let's have a look. Yeah, the 23:21 UTC. I mean, obviously he's in America. I don't know where in America he is, so I'm just going to go with universal time. So we look at 11:3 that he's posted it at. Obviously makes 14. This 14 is quite an interesting number in this community. On the 23rd, it's actually UK time, 24th. But if we add part of the date there, the 2, the 3, and the 9. So you got the 2, 3, and September, the 9, you get 5. UTC time, you get 8 and 9 pliers, 5, 8, 9. I don't know. Could he be saying buy everything again in 9 days on the 31st, or all in on the 23 plus the 21 on the 26th? So the 2, 3 plus 2 plus 1, 26th, or something else. I have no idea. But maybe. But what I would say about Savage's forum, anyway, there was an iPhone decode I did with one of their adverts recently, and it was very interesting. And here it is. So we've got the iPhone. Here's the advert. So we've got a water feature in the background, a green funky looking plant, Ripple logo, what looks like a moon here. Let's not have the music for copyright reasons. Anyway, so it starts. You see it counting. We've got a few little things here. We've got the 932C, so 323, and if we 323 could have been the 323rd day of the year. Could be nothing. Add it all together. 323 is 8, 7. So 7, 8, 9. Yeah, if you put it like that, you've got a progression. 7, 8, 9. You got the iPhone 13, and then you've got this set of numbers here. Okay, so it's relevant up here. This actually counted from 1, 2, 3. You've got 7, 8, 9, and then this succession of numbers. I'll show you what happens to it. It just suddenly goes click. So it counts, and then where is it? Boom. 8, 5, 2101. Very strange. I mean, you could look at that in a couple of ways. That could be August the 5th, 2101. Could it be that'd be 22 then? Or you could add this together and you got 13, 4, 134. Not relevant to that. But what I found was something a little bit more interesting. Thanks to Adventure Bears for finding the tweet. Apple is launching the iPhone 13 on the 24th, being today. The timer counts from 01263318 to 01263502, which is a 1 minute or 1 second 44 splits difference. Which if you got the 4 again, as we talked about earlier. There was no decimals, no dots between these numbers on that flip, which might be interesting, might be relevant. I don't know if any of you are decoding. You can have a look at that yourselves. But the difference between the times and that date, that final date, was 6 hours, 38 minutes, 48 seconds, and 43 splits, which is, you add it together, 6, 11, 3. Now, ignore the 7 because I'll explain about that in a minute. 6113, or flip the 6, you get 9, is the 9/11 date of 11/9/2001 is the 9/11. Really interesting that they have Zen of Machiavelli shows very often. I'll quickly go to him. How 6113 is a number used. Actually, probably not going to be able to find this. While you're there, Zen of Machiavelli, go check him out. He has got a new podcast, and it's awesome. It's available on Spotify, and it's called. Where be it called? It's not on here. It's not got a pinned. It's called Restore. There it is. New episode of Restore. Go check that out on Spotify. Really good. Really interesting. But yeah, he'll talk about the 6. You look on any of his posts. He often talks about 6113, 9113 being the big daddy of numbers that drives a lot in this world. But anyway, the 7 on the end, which I decided to ignore. If you put the 7 together with the 43, it was the 9. There was the 144 at the beginning. I remember I said it here. The difference between that and that was a 144. If you add that together, you got 9. Put that with the 7 from the difference in the splits between those as well, and you get 97, which is gold. So you've got gold, you've got destructive number here. Now you heard me talk about gold before, being the new gold standard this year, we believe. And we got the 24th of September. And obviously all of those dates that I showed you on that bit here, 9, 32, 7, obviously 7, 8, 9, but they also equal 24. So something else I found was interesting, what happened on the 24th of September throughout history. We've got things like Christopher Columbus set sail for the New World. We've got the Big Bang Theory. We've seen that on The Simpsons, haven't we? On the 24th of September. We got Dr. Seuss, very well known author, controversial author in the end for some of the old-fashioned stories, but not controversial in my eyes. Black Friday came along. Wall Street panic. Very ominous information we got here, right? What else is there? Boom. 24. 8, although that's a 9 there. We have Bill Clinton signed a comprehensive nuclear test ban treaty at the United Nations in 1996, and that's because throughout history there were, and I don't think I've got it on this tweet, I think I must have put it on the another tweet somewhere, but basically I was searching through this particular website that this comes from, which I don't know if I've linked it up somewhere, but basically in history there were about 9 that I could find on this list, 9 nuclear tests on this date every time over the last sort of 70 years, not every time, but over the last sort of 60, 70 years. There were 9 different nuclear tests, always on the 24th of September. So I found that a little bit worrying, troubling. So yeah, that was interesting. Moving on to that, give you a quick update. Yeah, that's a little bit old. Just move on to there. Let's just have a look for those who didn't see it the first time. So, what I see is a big red candle down into September. We get a big boom up. We get a jump and a flip in October, November, and a massive green candle in December. Sell 322391. Retracement back down, and then we wait. And then at the 7:02, we move. So, yep, so that's interesting. Always like seeing that. Who knows if it's going to be that simple? We shall find out. This is quite interesting. He says
UK inflation went from 2% to 3.2%, the highest jump ever. Well, that's what I'll tell you. That's the UK. I don't know what their deflation plan is.
Well, and this is something I was thinking about as you were talking about the inflation report coming out and it going up. You know, generally when they come out, they're downplaying it dramatically. They're masking the numbers and trying to make it look like, oh, the inflation isn't as bad as it seems like it is, and which I'm sure they're doing some of. But the fact that they're talking about it so much and shining a light on the inflation and not really trying to hide it means they're probably getting ready to flip the script on everybody.
That's what I've been telling everybody for a while. You can't trust your government. Which is so funny. I see all these people, these government trusters. Did you see that California recall election?
No.
Flip the script. And they're very ominous. This is, quite frankly, if true, quite upsetting if you have any ideals of family or already have a family or any thoughts in the future of anything nice. Basically, do you remember the film Children of Men with Mr. Owen? I forget his first name. Owen, or is his first name Owen? Children of Men, look it up. It's a film about the world population basically being completely infertile until he finds one girl that he has to, and a baby that he has to save. And then you've got The Handmaid's Tale, which is all about the population that is suffering from infertility, and there is no way for people to have children, but a handful of women who are taken on as slaves to give birth. Then you got Mr. Poole dropping this out. Not going to play. Okay. Oh, here it is.
Will it spark the demand for a vaccine that doesn't work? After everyone in the country is vaccinated. And the world give a certain percent.
So you can hear that is this.
You desecrated all of my work. You disrespected science. What the hell did you put in that vaccine? And when this vaccine fails, I'll be the scapegoat.
He created a flu that sparked the demand for a vaccine that doesn't work. After everyone in the country is vaccinated.
And the world?
He'll have murdered millions.
Nope, you don't have it.
We need to go now before that vaccine ships and more people die.
Give a certain percentage of the population a fatal illness, and you make sure it's genetic. See, that was the exciting part. You pass it down. So if you have children before you die. Becky, do you have children? How much evil do you have to do good? People are driven by the need to know what happens next. Do you want to know what happens next? Your father created a world-changing, not world-ending, a world-changing, world-improving omnivirus. And we have taken that virus and embedded it in the vaccine of this Stearns flu.
I knew it.
I knew it.
He created a panic, and now everybody's begging for the vaccine.
No. Demanding it with all the entitlement of a first world country.
Yes. And now we have exactly what we want. Hundreds of millions of Americans lining up, offering us their arms, and letting us give them our creation.
I'm pretty sure when every vaccinated person starts dying, they'll trace it back to undetectable virus or not.
You've all been very busy. You're all very sharp. Are you sure none of you would like to come and work for me? No? Better than dying a terrible, violent death? Then understand this. What we are doing is far bigger than death.
Wait, this virus is not deadly.
It looks pretty damn deadly.
Tell me this. What have you done today to earn your place in this crowded world? Exactly. Everything I do is a cure for our current situation.
Wait, how's it a cure?
You're killing people.
I told you it does not kill. That was the amazing epiphany we had. We didn't have to kill to accomplish our goal.
Which is what?
We intend to stop human reproduction for 3 generations. The busy, endless global assembly line of babies will grind to a halt.
And that'll do that there. Very bleak listening when you compare it with the narrative that is playing out at this current time in this world. Who knows what the truth is? Will we ever find out? Possibly, if things go the way of the square that it did seem like they're going to be. Right, anyway, that'll do. Plenty for looking at tonight. Financial advice not. I think the 24th, based on my iPhone and many other things. If you pop along to the Savage Forum, maybe the next down day or a series of days. I'm certainly not buying back in with my trading bags until I see significant movement. If we're to believe somebody like the blockchain backer, who's a really great analyst, he said pretty much made it down to the threshold he was expecting, but maybe a little bit more. So I am expecting at least back down to the 80-cent mark for XRP, high 30s for Bitcoin. However, all of these blackout narratives, very strong energy for Bitcoin this weekend. And if you remember back to the X-Files script for the global digital money disappearing, could that be this Friday being today? Probably not. Probably not ever, but it could be a very interesting weekend. So hold on to your hats. If you get a good buying opportunity, take it. If it doesn't look like it's going to crash any lower than about 80 cents, then this is your final buyback, I would say, before we start to go back up again later this month. So for any other trading tips, pop along to somebody like Waters Above Crypto. Really interesting guy. Really interesting analysis. Keep an ear out for what BitBoy's saying and follow Blockchain Backer. And I think you won't be disappointed. And I'd say Blockchain Backer being your priority as long as no black swan events occur. Other than that, I'm done. Have a lovely one. I won't be back for a few days. Let's see what happens this weekend. Enjoy. Take care. All the best now. Au revoir.